This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is an Identalock fingerprint trigger lock. This particular one is designed for 1911 style handguns, though the company makes them for a variety of popular handguns and sells them on their website for $199. So, why would someone spend that much money on a trigger lock when others can be bought for less than $10? It's actually an easy question to answer. This lock is fast, very fast. In fact, it's probably the fastest and easiest gun lock that I have ever tested, nearly as fast as nothing at all. Let me show you how it works. You simply hold the gun as you would normally hold it, and your finger naturally falls right above the fingerprint sensor. If you slide your finger down and press on the sensor, this clamshell pops open and the lock falls away. That fast we got in. Let's do that one more time. So, you can see it's very quick to access the gun, and in practical terms, that means we can forgive some shortcomings, because for many people, the speed and ease with which a defensive weapon can be accessed is everything. In fact, it's the reason that some people don't use any lock at all. So, if it is a decision between this and nothing, using this is an obvious improvement. So what are the shortcomings? First, it's very awkward for left-handed users. Awkward enough that it would be a deal breaker, for me at least, if I was a lefty. If we look at the other side, you can see there is no fingerprint reader over here, and the fingerprint reader is not within the reach of any of my left-handed fingers. I suppose I could use my right hand to open that up, but it defeats a lot of the ergonomics of the design. Second, I did a fair bit of testing, and the fingerprint reader is unreliable with wet fingers, particularly if you just got out of the shower, at which point it is practically unusable. So let me wet my finger down and show you. You can see that's not working at all. Let's wipe some of that off. You can see how frustrating this would be if you really needed to access the gun. Once it's dry, of course, it works fine. So for this reason, I would really like to see a keypad backup, so you don't need to search for the backup keys if for some reason you can't use your fingerprint. Third, this is made out of what seems to be glass reinforced nylon, which is a very strong material, at least as far as plastics go. However, its rigidity is not great. That means when you twist it a little bit, you can see it's not too hard to access that trigger, so you can imagine a child prying on this with something thin. They may be able to push that trigger and discharge the firearm. Personally, I'd be willing to pay more if this was made out of something more rigid, perhaps billet aluminum. Finally, we have the keyed backup. To access it, you actually have to pop this cover off, and if I were actually using this, I would leave this cover off all the time, because it's not particularly easy to get off. The company suggests using the tip of the key, but I haven't had a lot of luck with that. You can see you insert the key, and of course it works perfectly. This appears to be an 8-pin dimple lock with 4 pins on each side opposing each other. It looks intimidating, but is it enough to stop a curious adolescent, which is my litmus test for most trigger locks? Another way to put that is, can I open it with a low skill attack? Now, a lot of these cheaper Chinese dimple locks can be opened quickly with low skill raking attacks. So that's what we're going to try. I'm going to put some tension in here. And here is a ridged piece of metal. We're going to use this as a dimple rake. Okay, you can see that was pretty darn fast. The question remains, is it a deal breaker? Well, if you're one of those people who thinks that all locks are too slow and your choice is between this and nothing, then clearly this is the way to go. However, despite the promising design and technology, I think there's a fair bit of room for improvement here. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.